Good morning. Day 271. Cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry meals. So since I couldn't work in my garden yesterday, I did a little bit of pickling. I pickled a zucchini along with some onions, garlic, and a red pepper, and boy are they good. It's a refrigerator pickle. And I'll give you the recipe in a little bit, but boy are they good. Then I sauteed some of the mushrooms I got in the veggie box, and I pickled those too, and those were really good. They'd be great on a sandwich, on a burger, so I was very happy with the way they turned out. Now my tomatoes that I'm dehydrating, I had them on a mat because they're so liquidy. So I dehydrated them for about 10 hours and they turned out almost like a fruit leather. So now I have them back in the microwave for, I'm trying 3 hours, not microwave, dehydrator, for about 3 hours just on the racks. And because I want them to be less fruit leather-like and more dried out. So I'm going to give that a try. But it will take a lot of tomatoes to make tomato powder, that's for sure. But I want to give it a try. Try and make some of my own spices. So today it's supposed to be 83 degrees, which will be lovely. Partly cloudy, and then tomorrow it's supposed to rain, which doesn't make me happy because that's when my helper is supposed to come. So I don't know, more delays, I guess. I don't know, I haven't been outside this morning yet to check on the yellow jacket situation. I'm hoping that they're pretty much gone because I can do some work in the garden today, as long as they aren't swarming. So I have lots of food to eat, lots of food to cook down. I spent $30 so far for the month, and I do have one more mixed veggie box. Well, it's a veggie and fruit box because I don't have much fruit. So I have to go today and pick that up. And while I'm out, I might have a visit with my mom. She made a plum cake and wants me to come over and have coffee with her, so if I do that, I won't get much done. For some reason, I can't walk and chew gum. If I go places during the day, I don't get any work done. I don't know, are you guys like that, or is it just me? So, anyway, I'll be back in a little while, and we'll check out what's in the refrigerator and freezer for breakfast this morning. Well, here's what my dehydrated tomatoes look like. They're very, very thin. So I'm going to leave these sitting out a few more days because they're still pliable, but there's not much left of them after they get dehydrated. So I think it's going to take a lot of tomatoes to make a tomato powder. They're almost like they're caramelized. Alright, so there are my dehydrated tomatoes. Okay, I'm out in my garden, and let's take a very gingerly look over here to where the hornets were. And let's see if they're gone. I don't see any going in and out. I have to be careful where I step, but their nest was right there. So I have to, right there, I have to seal that now in a week or so with some putty, but they are not swarming anymore. So thank goodness for that. So maybe today I'll get a little bit of things done in the garden. My flowers are pretty much dying. I need to pull those out. And I need to hose off all this stuff. So, lots of work to do out here. I have a pepper here. That's nice. Let that grow for a little bit yet. And I have a pepper up there. So I'm going to try and overwinter these peppers. I did that last year, but I didn't get them out soon enough. So I did end up just buying more peppers. And the bugs are out in force. They are eating everything. All my brassicas, my kale. It all looks like Swiss cheese. But, oh, my eggplant is looking good. Got 2 of them coming. And 1 tomato. I'm hoping next year with more sun here that I'll get more yield. More peppers here. So, it's fun. I enjoy it, or I wouldn't do it. But I have to rearrange these things again. So I have some volunteers here. I don't know, I had put some seeds, just seeds that I cut off of some of the things that had bolted. So I don't know, I think these might be radishes, but my radishes always do this. They never form a bulb. Any of you gardeners out there know what I'm doing wrong? I don't know. So, lots of work, but I love doing it. So this I have to open up so that I can bring my mulch in. And then all this table and chairs next year will be going over here. Because this is shady in the afternoon, and now what's over here is very sunny, which is good. So I have to move all these pots so that I can open this up to come in and get the mulch in. Oh boy. Yep, I've got myself walled in here. So, okay. My parsley is doing well. And so is my basil. Okay, here we go. Day 271. Let's see what we're having for breakfast. So I have lots of eggs now. And if I can get them out, that would be good. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take 4 eggs. Okay. And then I need some butter. And I also need some milk. All right, that's it in the fridge. Now over here, we have some bread that needs to be used up. So we're going to have some French toast. Yes, my table's a mess again. All right, I will meet you at the stove. Okay, it's time to make some breakfast. So in here I have about a tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to add just a little dash of sea salt. Not too much. And then I'm going to add some cinnamon. That's from Costco. And this is Saigon cinnamon. There are different kinds of cinnamon, but I'm not a cinnamon aficionado. So I continued to hydrate my tomatoes, and they're nice and crunchy now. But I'm just going to leave them open in the refrigerator for a few days, just to make sure they're nice and dry. And then I'll turn them into a powder. And I think you can make sun-dried tomatoes in your dehydrator as well. You just don't dehydrate them as long, and they caramelize. So, all right, I have 4 eggs here. So it looks like the yellow jackets are gone. I went out there a couple times this morning, and they're not hovering crazy out there anymore, so they went away. They couldn't get into their home. Makes me feel kind of bad, actually, but it just could not go on the way it was. And a lot of those types of wasps and hornets, if they eat fruit, they actually get drunk in the fall from the fallen fruit that they eat. So they're nasty drunks apparently, but they're ready to die out anyway. It's the end of the season. I should have taken care of that sooner, but I didn't. I'm a bit of a procrastinator, especially if it's something I don't want to do. And usually I don't bother bugs if they don't bother me, but they were bothersome. They're bothersome if they're in your house, in my opinion. So I have some garlic here from my flash food box that I got the other day. And it's starting to sprout. So I think I'm going to try once again to plant these. And October, from what I understand, is around here anyway, in Zone 6, is the time to plant those, because it takes about 9 months for them to develop a bulb. That's what I understand. All right, well, got to stir this up really well. Hello, my sweet boy. I don't have anything for you. He likes to hang out in the kitchen and cook with me. Actually, he likes the snacks. He doesn't like to cook with me. So this is just some shelf-stable milk. It's unsweetened, but you could also use the vanilla. And I'm going to add some of that in here. So and then I'm actually going to add some vanilla too. Now I've even made the French toast, whoops, with creamer. Like if you have either a dairy or a non-dairy creamer, the liquid kind, I've made French toast with that too, and it turned out pretty good. I usually do that with creamer that I'm not crazy about in my coffee, but that still tastes good. So if you have an excess of creamer, you can use that up. So I have 2, 4, and a couple crusts of bread that I'm going to make. All right. So in they go. Now this bread is already pretty dry, which is good because then it'll soak up the milk and the egg. If you get bread that's a little too fresh, I think stale bread makes much better French toast than fresh bread. So cheers, coffee time. Now tomorrow it is supposed to rain, but I have no control over that. So we'll see. Right, I'm going to let this soak in here for a few minutes. I like it to soak up some of the liquid rather than just, flipping it back and forth in there. But not too much because then it gets soggy. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to clean some of this up. Now in the pan I have some vegan butter. Use whatever butter you have. But that's what I have this week. So that's what I'm going to use. Lots of egg white on this one. Okay. In goes a couple more. And that's all the white bread that I have. I got bread from Walmart. My daughter brought me some. So I still have that, but I think that's a little too fresh for French toast. So, I wanted to show you my pickles. Okay, so here are my pickles, and boy, are they good. Red pepper, onion, garlic, and zucchini. So I made those last night and they're ready to eat. And then here I just made some pickled mushrooms, and they're really tasty. It'd be really good on a burger. So, and I'll take a picture of the recipe and post it at the end of this video. So I've been busy doing things with my food box, and I saw an interesting thing where you can actually pickle apples. So I think I have some apples coming in my fruit box that I need to pick up today. So I think I'll give that a try too. Now I don't want to make too many pickles because then I can't eat them all before they go bad. And once they get mushy, I don't like them anymore. So I'm not sure how long these pickles will last, but we'll see. So this is looking pretty good to me. So I'll be back once I get these cooked up. Okay, so there it is, breakfast day 171, and I'll see you back here later for some more meals. Well, I picked up my second Flash Foods box, and it's got some good looking stuff in there. And then I also bought this for $2.99, and it's regularly $5.99. So, and I like brie cheese. So let's see what all's in here. Okay, we have oranges. They still look pretty good. And if not, you can always make juice out of them. This one's a little soft. Got a little bad spot on it. So that one may have to go. Then I got a bunch of lemons here. So there's 1, 2, 3 lemons and 4 limes. Let's see. Yep, 4 limes. A nice ripe pear. That needs to be eaten, but that's okay. I just cut that off. I could make a fruit salad. Same way with this apple. I could do orange, pear, and apple. That's a nice looking apple. And this is a whole bag of apples here. Let's see how they look. And they look pretty darn good. A little bit blemished. And then a really nice thing of blackberries. So I think that was worth $5. And then the brie, like I said, that was $2.99. So I think that's a pretty good bunch of fruit there for $5. And it doesn't go into the landfill, so that's good too. And I think I'm going to make a fruit salad. Alright, so altogether now I've spent $37.99 for September and the rest of September. And I should have plenty of food. Alright, I'll meet you back here in a little bit. Well, I should be out in my garden doing something, but instead I'm fooling around in here with my food. So in here I have the blackberries. They were starting to turn, so I had to sort through those. I have that orange that was starting to turn, the pear, and an apple, and some sugar, about 2 or 3 tablespoons, and a little bit of water. And I'm going to make like a fruit puree out of this and maybe eat that with my yogurt. So I'm just going to cook that until it cooks down and caramelizes a little bit and thickens. So another kitchen project. Alright, be back in a little bit. Okay, it's time for dinner. So here I have the rest of that pack of gnocchi, and I also have my leftovers from yesterday, and this is the Beyond sausage and summer squash. There's a little potato in there yet. There's some pepper. I think that was it. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to eat this with some gnocchi. So I'm just going to put this gnocchi in a frying pan and let it cook up for a little bit with some water. And it doesn't take long to cook at all. So I'm just going to cook this up. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. There's not a whole lot of water in there. So then I'm going to fry those up a little bit once they're cooked. And I'm going to add the rest of my leftovers. So I still have tomatoes that I want to dehydrate. These are the lemons and limes and oranges that I bought today, and a whole bunch of apples. Now these apples that I got are Honeycrisp apples, and that's one of my favorite apples. So here is my fruit puree, and I think I'm going to run this through the food mill to get the seeds out, because I don't really want the seeds in there from the blackberries. I don't like biting on those. So I'll meet you back here in a few minutes and show you what's for dinner. These 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm just going to drain these. You just want to cook them till they're just tender but not mushy, because they do tend to get mushy if you cook them too long. Okay. I'm just going to rinse this pan out a little bit, because I'm going to fry these up in a little butter. Okay. And I'm just going to, I have a little bit of just vegan butter here. Use whatever butter you have. I bought this vegan butter quite a while ago, and I want to use it up so I can get some fresh. Now these gnocchis are shelf stable, but a lot of times when I buy them, I do keep them in the refrigerator. Just because I feel they last longer. Okay. And these are almost like little dumplings, and I've always loved cold fried dumplings. I mean, they're cold when I fry them, and they're really good for breakfast. You just cut them up. I'm talking about potato dumplings. You just cut them up and like slice them like you would a potato, and then fry them up. And they're so good. So that's sort of what I'm doing with these. Just frying them up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit bit of onion powder and garlic powder to the gnocchi. Just to give it some more flavor. Then I think I'm going to be done for the day. I didn't get anything done in the garden again. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. So these are just browning up a little bit. Give them a taste, see if they need some salt. Could use a little bit of garlic salt. Use whatever salt you have. My favorite is garlic salt. And that's the nice thing about spices. You can season your food whatever way you like. I mean, it's endless what you can do. Because it's your food. So I'm going to give these a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to add my leftovers, and we'll call that dinner. Okay, these are so good fried. I love these fried. And if you think it's a little odd, well, it's not really any more odd than frying up your pierogies. You know, it's similar. They're really good like this with eggs. Alright, here goes my leftovers. And I'm just going to heat that through. I'll be back when I plate this up. Okay, I have some of my pickled veggies. Don't they look pretty? They are so good. Very fresh. Very fresh tasting. So if you've never pickled a zucchini before, give it a try. It's really tasty. Now these are very garlicky, because I put a lot of garlic in here. But I like it that way. You don't have to put any garlic in at all. So, okay, that looks good to me. Now the onions in here, you can eat them. I just made this yesterday. But I would like those to be a little bit more pickled. So I'm going to leave those in there longer. And those would be excellent with, like on a burger. Okay, well I have enough left in here to cook up with an egg for breakfast tomorrow. Just make a scramble. So that's what I'm going to do with the rest of this. But in the meantime, here's my dinner. And I think that looks pretty good. Alright, let me give the peppers a taste. I've tasted the zucchini, but I haven't tasted the peppers yet. Those are so good. my goodness. I'll leave the ingredients that I used at the end of this recipe, or at the end of this video. Those are delicious. I think those are the best pickles I've made so far. All right, let's try the rest of it. A little gnocchi here. A little summer squash. A little pepper. Doesn't that look good? I think it looks delicious. Mmm. This is so good. And I'm excited I can eat it one more time with some scrambled eggs tomorrow. So, alright my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.